When you change your perspective, you change your life. Good morning and welcome to Transform Yourself in 15 Minutes. My name is McAdams. I'm an author. I'm also an accounting professor and a certified life coach. I specialize in personal and small business finance and also fitness. I help people reach their goals. And I want to welcome you to this morning's section or broadcast, live broadcast of Transform Yourself in 15 Minutes. This is where we're doing 5-minute exercises, one each for the mind, the body, and the soul. Now, before we get started, I want you to know two things. One, for the mind section, it's going to be a little short lesson that's going to take you, 5 minutes to learn, but it's going to take you a lifetime to master. And the second thing is I want you to understand this. I'm not here to teach you anything. I'm just here to help you unlock what's already within inside of you. All right, so yesterday we talked about opening your gifts. And by the way, I don't have it with me today. It's in my room. But we're reading a book by Kim Coles called Open Your Gifts. And we talked yesterday about what gifts mean. Gifts is an acronym that stands for gratitude. It stands for intentions. It stands for forgiveness, triumphs, and also self-love. So we talked about that yesterday. Well, today we're going to actually explore the book and actually talk about different stories based upon those acronyms. And today's story is going to be one based upon gratitude. All right. So remember what I said. If you change your perspective, you change your life. So I want to ask you this. What was your beginning story? Okay, so what was your beginning story? Were you born to like a teenage mother that was trying to figure out life herself? Or maybe perhaps you were taken away from your mother and older brother and put into foster homes where you felt like unwanted? Or were you abandoned and molested and emotionally abused as a child? Well, guess what? All of these things and more happened to the first author in the book. So the first story that's in the book is based upon a lady that experienced all of that. But despite what she went through all that adversity, she was able to find gratitude. So I now ask you this. Whatever it is that you're going through life, like whatever your circumstance is right now, okay, whatever struggle you're facing with, are you going to let that define you? Or are you ready to move past it? Okay. No, seriously, think about it. Are you going to just sit there and wallow in it? Are you ready to move past it? The choice is yours. That's an empowering statement. The choice is yours. And how you can do that, because no matter what you're going through, there's always something to be grateful for. Okay. And your job is to try to find that gratitude. And it won't be hard. One thing, you woke up this morning. That's something to be eternally grateful for. And what we call this is unconditional gratitude. That's that no matter what. So no matter what type of attitude for gratitude, meaning no matter what you're going through in life, try to find something that you're grateful for. And guess what? It only requires two things. Okay, two things. Number one is trust, and number two is faith. Okay, so whatever it is that you're going through, I want you to trust your journey. Like look back through life. Look through all the things that you've gone through, all the challenges, because I know there's been some. All right, but you've gone through that, right? And then the second one is faith. You got to have faith that that you're going to be going, faith to where you're going. In other words, God is going to get you through whatever it is that you're going through now. You're going to come out on the other side. You may not understand that now. You may not you may not even have reference point, or you may not want to remember back to when, but if you seriously sit down and think about what you've been through in your life, you can always find out that you've always come back on the other side, even from the very beginning. Just remember, don't let that define you. And there's a 3-step process that the author actually recommends that's going to help you find this unconditional gratitude. All right, so the 3-step process is number 1, surrender. Number 2 is work. And number 3 is live. Okay, you got that. Surrender, work, and live. Now surrender, just real quickly. Surrender just means let go of the expectation. So whatever it is that you thought it was supposed to be. For instance, let's say that you're going through a divorce. And when you got married, you never thought that you would be in a situation where you're going through divorce. Well, think about it. Who does? No one gets married to get divorced. I should say no one. Most people. There might be someone. But most people don't get married to get divorced. But let go of that expectation, because guess what? You are going through a divorce if that's your circumstance. So whatever it is that you're going through, surrender it. Let go of the expectation of what you thought should have been and surrender to what is now. So just totally let it go and trust the process. Trust God and have faith in Him. All right. The second one is to work. Now, the work really means working on you through personal development. Because again, all of this is not easy. No one said change is going to be easy. No one said transformation is going to be easy, but it does require work, and the work actually means starting with you. Okay, so work on you through personal development. And obviously she goes into more detail into the book. Remember, this is Open My Gifts by Kim Coles that I'm referencing this all from. And then the third one is going to be to live. And this is living that unconditional gratitude. Remember that attitude of gratitude, but it's unconditional, meaning no matter what you're going through, no matter what you're going through, there's always something to be grateful for. All right, so remember, if you change your perspective, you change your life. And by having the mindset of having unconditional gratitude, you will live a life of abundance. All right, so that's it for today for that mind section. Remember, I told you it's going to be like a little short mini lesson that's going to take you 5 minutes to learn, but it's going to take you a lifetime to master. And keep in mind, again, I'm not trying to discount anything that you're going through. That's not what I'm saying at all. What I'm saying is instead of wallowing in it, instead of being stuck in it, come out on the other side. And one way to do that is to put one little step forward by just thinking of something that you're grateful for. Matter of fact, not just something. I want you to write down 5 things that you're grateful for. For those of you that are going through something right now, just come up with 5 things that you're grateful for. And I guarantee you it's going to help change your perspective in this moment. And that's what we're talking about right now. We're not talking about the past. We're not talking about the future. In this moment right now. If you want to make that change, write down 5 things and then read over those 5 things in this moment. I promise you it will work. All right, so let's move on to the yoga portion. This is where we're going to actually be doing some movement. By the way, I want to take the time right now to thank you for watching this live broadcast. I really do appreciate you guys because believe it or not, you guys are actually helping me as well. One, I'm going through transformation and change myself. And one of these days I will do a whole video on everything I've been going through for the last 2 years. It's really been, I'll make sure I'm not forgetting anything. It's really been a lot. It's been a great journey and I've learned a lot. I'm expressing a lot and sharing a lot. And it's also hopefully helping a lot of people as well. But this is about you and about your transformation. But I do want to thank you for taking me along in your journey, if you will. All right, so now we're going to move on to the yoga. This is where we're going to do the mind-body connection. And by the way, I say it, mind-body connection. Your mind is obviously connected to your body, right? Hope you know that's not 2 separate things. It's more like mind-body connection. But this is where we're going to do some movement. And this requires you to go internally right now. Like think about what's going on inside of you. Okay, are there any pains, any stresses that you maybe feel? Your back is tight, your shoulders are tight, there's pain in your knees, whatever it may be for you. Find those areas and we're going to actually use our breath to direct and work on those areas to kind of release them from your body, because I tell you, your mind is very, very powerful. The one that I opened up with, that sentence of changing your perspective, and it changes your life. Oh, that really has a great implication on your mind. Okay, so in other words, your mind controls your reality. So if your mind controls your reality, that means your mind can fix things that's going on. You don't have to worry about it now. Trust me on it. But anyway, so let's go ahead and get started on the mat. I want you to get into tabletop. It's going to be on your hands and knees. You want to make sure that your back is nice and flat and stable. It's like a table, right? You can put the glass right on top of your back, so you're not arching your back, you're not hunching your back, you're just nice and flat. While you're in that position, I want you to just take a couple deep breaths. I want you to get yourself centered, grounded, and aligned. And then, even before we get started, I want you to set an intention. What is it that you want to accomplish for this next 5 minutes doing this yoga? And then once you do that, we will go ahead and get started. So, meet me on the mat. Alright, so your fingers and your toes are spread out nice and wide. I want your palms directly underneath your shoulders, and I want your knees directly underneath your hips. And again, you're not arching your back, you're not rounding your back, it's just nice and flat. And you can do some movements, like if you notice I kind of like move my hips side to side, I move my head, just kind of getting loosened up, trying to feel out what's going on internally, see if there's any areas that are tight within my body. And I'm going to use my breath, particularly my exhale, to focus on those areas. We're going to be doing what is known as ujjayi breathing. This is a deep diaphragmatic breathing, where as you inhale, your belly is going to expand, your chest is going to rise, and then as you exhale, your chest is going to drop and your belly is going to go back down. All right, so nice deep ujjayi breaths. Go ahead and draw one in. And as you exhale, I want you to drop your chin down to your chest. I want you to round to the spine. I want you to tuck your tailbone under. Now as you inhale with your head and chest that comes forward, I want you to arch your back. I want you to stick your belly out down toward the mat. Press your shoulder blades down toward the mat. And then as you exhale, round to the spine. This is a cat-cow. It's a move that I love to do first thing in the morning because it limbers up the spine, loosens up the core, and just overall just feels good. So go ahead and inhale again. But this time as you exhale, I want you to curl those toes under. I want you to take it to downward facing dog, also known as acronym. Now go ahead and start pedaling your legs. You want to make sure, again, your palms directly underneath your shoulders, fingers are spread out nice and wide, middle fingers are facing forward, your thumb is facing in. Your head is in alignment with your bicep, and you're pressing your chest toward your thighs and your knees. Again, taking nice deep Ujjayi breaths, relax those shoulders, take them away from your ears. Now let's go ahead and inhale. It's going to come up on top of our toes. And as we exhale, roll down through the balls of your feet all the way down to the heels, trying to get them down toward the mat. Let's do that again. As we inhale, come up on the top of your toes. And as you exhale, roll down to the balls of your feet all the way down to your heels. Let's do that again. But this time, as you reach the top, I want you to bend the right knee over to the left. Take your hips over toward the right and get a nice deep stretch. You're still pressing your chest toward that left thigh and the knee. Get a nice gentle stretch on that side, the opposite side. And then return back to the center. Roll down to the balls of your feet all the way down toward the heels. Now let's do that one more time, but this time we're going to go the opposite direction. So come up on the top of your toes. This time your left knee is going to bend over to the right. Your hips are going to go over to the left. And you're pressing your chest toward that right thigh and knee. Remember, use your breath to exhale to surrender and to release any negative strain or stress. All right, return back to the center. Roll down to the balls of your feet all the way down toward the heels. Now, keeping your palms pressed against the mat, I want you to slowly walk your feet in toward your palms. And you want to keep your palms flat, so if you need to, go ahead and bend your knees, okay? Once your toes come to your palms, I want you to slowly take it up, round it up one vertebrae at a time. Just take your time here and make sure that your head is the last to rise. Draw your shoulders down and back, and let's come to Tadasana. So this is mountain pose. Now my hand is off the camera. All right, so mountain pose. Let me go ahead and adjust myself for just a minute. So your feet are together or slightly apart. You want to make sure that your shoulders are drawn down and back. Your head's a natural extension of the spine. You want to pretend like there's a string pulling from the top of your head all the way to the ceiling. Your fingertips are down. Your shoulders are pressed down. That's a little better. I'm still kind of off. All right, so as we inhale, we're going to draw the arms overhead. And as we exhale, we're going to dive the body forward. As you inhale, you're going to look up halfway. You're going to flatten out your back. As you exhale, you're going to place your palms down flat as you step back, right, left into the plank. And then we're going to release your knee, chest, and chin, or Chaturanga Dandasana. And as we inhale, we're going to come up to upward facing dog. Relax those shoulders, drawing down away from the ears. And as you exhale, we're going to curl those toes under. We're going to take it to downward facing dog. Again, it's Adho Mukha Savasana. Now, as we inhale, we're going to bring that right knee into the chest. And as we exhale, we're going to extend that right leg all the way back. Now, one swoop, I want you to bring that right foot toward the fingertips. Turn that left foot in perpendicular so that your right heel dissects the arch of that left foot. And we're going to take it up to Warrior One, Virabhadrasana A. Now, as you inhale, straighten out the leg, relax your shoulders. And as you exhale, bend the knee, draw the hips down. The tendency, particularly if you have tight hips, is going to be to open up your torso toward me. I want you to keep your torso toward the front, above or facing the same direction as your knee. All right, so again, as you inhale, straighten out the leg. And as you exhale, bend the knee, draw the hips down. Remember, if there's any strain or stress on your neck, feel free to modify your hands by putting them at heart center. Do that one more time. Inhale. This time as you exhale, let's take it to Warrior Two. So extend those arms all the way out. Now go ahead and reverse the Warrior. and then lean forward. Place that right arm over the knee, take that left arm up and over. Now your gaze goes up, and let's go ahead and take that right arm all the way down. Remember, feel free to stay here. I'll stay here on this side. Now go ahead and take it back up. Dial the body forward. Place the palms flat. Take that right leg back. Knee, chest, chin, or Chaturanga Dandasana. And then inhale, upward facing dog. Relax the shoulders. And then curl the toes under. Exhale, downward facing dog. Remember, this is a resting position, so feel free to modify if you need to. Remember, you can take a wide-legged stance. You can go down the tabletop if you're tired at this point. And when we go to child's pose, because guess what? We're moving right along. We're going to bring that left knee into the chest and extend that left leg all the way back. And then in one swoop, we're going to bring that left foot forward toward the fingertips. Turn that right foot in perpendicular. Take it up. As we inhale, straighten out the leg. As we exhale, drive the knee down forward or down front. Press the hips down toward the mat. Again, deep breath. And exhale. One more time. And exhale. Nice long extension from fingertip to fingertip. Draw the shoulder blades together. Take the arm back. Opposite arm goes over as reverse the warrior. And then we're going to take that left arm, place it just above that left knee, and extend that right arm up overhead. Remember, feel free to stay here, or you can take the hand all the way down toward the mat. Remember, breathe, nice deep Ujjayi breath. Take it all the way up, rotate it back, extend the arms forward, place the palms down flat, take that left leg back to the plank, knee, chest, chin, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, and then curl the toes under, and exhale. As we inhale, take it back to the plank, and as we exhale, downward facing dog. Again, inhale, and exhale. One more time, nice deep breath, inhaling, and exhale. Now go ahead and walk your feet in toward your palms. This time you're going to forward fold in Uttanasana, so you're going to take your hands, your fingertips, and clasp the outer part of your elbows. Let the crown of your head pull your body weight naturally forward. And you can rock your body side to side. And in this position, as you inhale, just kind of hold where you are. Then as you exhale, release and surrender from the hips. Micro bend on those knees. Now go ahead and release your fingertips down. I want you to take your index fingers and just wrap them around the upper toe, the bigger toe, and I want you to arch your back. So as you inhale, look up halfway. Just kind of hold and try to straighten out those legs. Again, don't hyperextend. Just do whatever feels comfortable for you. So if this is too much for you because you don't have flexibility, you can be here. That is okay. Now go ahead and release it. Forward fold one more time. And then inhale, take it all the way up. Arch back for me. Exhale, dive the body forward. Place the palms down flat. Walk your feet out to the edges of the mat. And as you exhale, release the tailbone down toward the mat. Using the elbows to push out on those inner thighs. Bring the palms together at heart center. Bow the head down into Malasana. And go ahead and give some gratitude. Now go ahead and place your palms down flat to the mat, and then take them behind you as you start to transition yourself to a comfortable seated position facing to front. Making sure that you're on your sits bones, not the fleshy part of your bottom. You're sitting up nice and tall, your chest is lifted, your shoulders are drawn down and back, head is a natural extension of the spine, and fingertips are down toward the mat. As we inhale, we're going to take the fingertips all the way up toward the sky. And as we exhale, we're going to release them all the way back down toward the earth. Do that again. Inhale, fingertips go up toward the sky. Relax the shoulders. And as we exhale, release fingertips down back to the earth. One more time, inhaling. This time we're going to bring all the positive energy in. And we greet our palms together at the very top. And exhale down through the center. And add your bow. Namaste. All right, so thank you for practicing yoga with me. Just a little 5-minute section here, a little 5-minute exercise to get your body moving. Now we're going to move on to the meditation. And this is where we're going to be doing a 2-minute meditation exercise that's going to be designed to help you focus on your breath as opposed to all the thoughts that may be going through your mind. So all you're going to do is for the next 2 minutes, you're just going to breathe normally. You're going to count your exhale. And again, if there's any type of distractions, either internally or externally, from your thoughts, noises or sounds or background distractions, go ahead and first acknowledge the distraction. And then I want you to bring your focus back to your breath and continue your counting, but begin back with the number 1, okay? So let's go ahead and get ourselves grounded. Let's take 3 deep Ujjayi breaths. And by the way, while I'm going through these deep Ujjayi breaths, feel free to close your eyes. I just have you close on the 3rd one, but feel free to close them throughout the grounding process as well. So go ahead and take a nice deep breath, inhaling through your nose and exhaling through your mouth. Again, deep breath, inhaling through your nose and exhaling through your mouth. Now one more time, nice deep breath, inhaling through your nose. And this time as you exhale, I want you to go ahead and close your eyes and begin your counting. Go ahead and release, relax, return, refreshed, and calm. You've done something good for yourself today. Thank you for taking the time to meditate with me. And I also want to thank you for taking the time to watch this live broadcast of Transforming Yourself in 15 minutes. Your word for today is valid. I want you to feel valid today, so have a valid day. And I will see you the same time tomorrow. Oh, hit my knuckle. Bye.